All right, welcome to this webinar hosted by TokenMinds. I'm Rob, Director at TokenMinds, and in the meeting here is Anchor, Account Manager at TokenMinds, and we're going to talk today about how to use a crypto token in your business and do a token sale. Let me move this to full screen. So what are we going to talk about today? First of all, we're going to talk about what are utility tokens, how to integrate a token, and how to structure a token sale / IEO. And following, we're going to do a Q&A session. So what are utility tokens? A utility token is a blockchain-based token that provides certain access, rewards, benefits, or transactional options for its users. It's important to note the difference with security tokens, which are technically the same. They live on the blockchain, but they specifically provide rights that are connected to securities, such as dividend rights, ownership rights, and voting rights. Another difference is the difference between fungible and non-fungible tokens. So fungible tokens, most people are familiar with, like Bitcoin. One Bitcoin is the same as the other. And non-fungible tokens are ERC 721 tokens, like CryptoKitties and certain trading card games, where one token is actually different than another token. Token value growth is a very important thing in utility tokens, as that's one of the main reasons why people are buying them. There are two basic ways to control the token value. One is through supply and one is through demand. So supply, you can think of burning the tokens, for example. So using certain company revenues to buy and burn tokens. So to reduce the supply and thus increase the token value. And with the demand, you can think about providing certain rewards for people to hold the token. So staking is an example, or rewards is another example. Integration examples. BNB token, which is one of the most valuable tokens, highest market cap in the utility token sector. It's already live for around 3 years. It provides payments as a utility, and it provides also a loyalty type of system where people that are holding the token in a certain balance in their wallet, they get certain VIP levels, which corresponds on specific discounts and benefits on their platform. They also provide trading pairs on their exchange in BNB tokens. And like mentioned before, they regularly burn a number of tokens to decrease the supply and thus increase the value. There are at the moment around 300,000 token holders and growing quite fast. Next up, we have Reddit tokens. So there's Moons and Cookies. They are for the communities, the subreddit of Fortnite and the crypto subreddit. So they provide points when you actually do something in the community, in the subreddit, as a reward in terms of voting, contributing. They can then be either traded for like certain badges or gifts. They can be used for voting and polls. They let their community actually decide on what actually the utility is of these tokens. Then there's Power Token, which is a good example of the dual token system. So they have one stable coin, which has a stable value in kilowatt hours, which is it's an energy product. And one that is a token which is called the power token itself, which is actually traded on the exchanges, and it provides access to actually buy the stablecoin, buy the Sparks tokens, and use it as a escrow to access them. Then there's bot tokens, which is part of the Brave browser, and they provide access for advertisers to data, anonymous data of its users, and they provide rewards as well for the users for their attention, basic attention token, it's called. So instead of actually just let advertisers use your data, you actually can get rewards for sharing your data and for watching certain advertisements. How to structure a token sale, I'm going to give the word to Anchor.
Okay, thank you guys for joining. And actually, let me share my screen first. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think actually Rob already explained actually how the token actually integration with the project. So here is how to actually struct a token sale. So let's from first from basic like what is an IEO. So actually, IEO stands for Initial Exchange Offering and a unique cryptocurrency fundraising method. Startup companies use IEOs to raise capital to fund their business idea. The process is actually quite simple compared to other fundraising solutions like IPO, crowdfunding. A project will first get a concrete business idea and they decide to create a token with proper utility that serves the whole idea, which is tied tightly with that project. So make a sufficient IO marketing plan and partner with an exchange that is qualified to sell tokens. So investors buy the tokens to fund their development and growth of projects and hoping that project will be successful and they can cause a price increase and then they got benefits from the investing. For example, if you have an idea to create a blockchain-based gaming project that uses tokens as in-game currency, you could host an IEO project of sure. You would sell your tokens through an exchange, and investors would want to buy these tokens because they believe that the gaming is going to be a success. So that's is how normally an IEO works. Then let's come to the next slide. So here's the benefits of initial exchange offerings IEO. So let's first get some background of ICO. So we had an initial coin offering, so IEO, which was very hot for sure in 2019 and 18. Many investors made like 10 times or even more profit of returns by investing in ICOs. But actually, the space growth things actually changed. So the surge of ICOs to the market created a bubble that has since burst, and many investors are taking a new approach. During 2018, the crypto space became more mature, and ICOs performed dwindled. So investors turned more wise, and they focus more on the quality of the project. So um, if it has a good prospect and team strategy and the renewable concept in the project, these are actually coming to the very important elements for the success of the project. So to revive the IEO scene, exchanges began to host the ICOs on their platforms. This is where the name transitioned from initial coin offering to initial exchange offering, as exchanges were now hosting the capital rising initiatives. So and the second is the flexibility to choose good exchanges. So as you can see that the flexibility is here. So coin offering is costly and developers prefer to work with the major exchanges with a reputation and a permanent user base. So small exchanges that aim to make money without providing guarantees do not usually hold IEOs. Normally we will suggest those top 15 exchanges where people can find in coin market cap. So like this. So you can see the list of the sum of the top 15 exchanges that support doing IEO. So what we normally suggest to do is actually to find the good and qualified exchanges with high reputation to keep a good performance guarantee of the IEO. And in the meantime, a good liquidity and the trading volume after the IEO at the start to be listed. And then it is the from an investor side why they want to join IEO, because With an ICO, an investor had to search for interesting startups. They need to read the white paper. They need to do a lot of research work themselves, which is actually hard for them. So while with the IEO model, they just go to the exchange websites and see the calendar of future offerings because they believe the good and high reputation exchanges actually are already vetted the projects from the first round. So they could save time on actually to find a good project themselves. And then it is for the KYC and AML. So IEOs are also setting themselves apart from ICOs by standardizing know your customer and anti-money laundering. Exchanges are managing the details of smart contracts and transactions for the elimination challenges of the previous ICO system. So in theory, the IEO model looks convincing to investors, and top exchanges feel the better startups, and by doing IEO, investor and project seems both save time. That is very efficient for the both sides. So in case of an investor, there's a major decrease in the risk taken when being compared to ICO. That doesn't mean that the project's venture cannot be a scam, yet it is considering less likely to be considered one. So and investors will be more likely to support the project without worrying about the scam project since exchanges already did the filtering for them. So here is about the IEO timeline. So normally it includes 3 steps. So which we suggested that to do a step-by-step and at least 3 months. So first month we need to develop the token for sure. And we will have the white paper written with the tokenomic utility served for project and sure the basic things like team background, like project details and partners, something like this to actually make a good white paper. And also a business deck, which helps to show to investors. Then the second month is for IO marketing, which includes essential community building, where potential investors can join and keep in touch with project team directly and stay tuned for the project's updates and supporting the IO fundraising. And the project also needs good exposure of brand by business and crypto media, PR publication, forums, social media promotion, so to gain enough branding exposure before the IO kickstart. And the third month is for IEO. During that period, continuous efforts will be made to keep it moving forward with the fundraising. And after IEO, the token finishes fundraising and will be listed on the exchange. So this is some important elements that drive the IEO success. So like Rob just mentioned before, so for an IEO project, first we need a business plan and a reliable business model where we can actually provide technical advice to come up with a utility to serve the project. And this is a vital point for every new business. If the investors see no apparent road to success and cannot identify a suitable market fit, they will not want to risk their previous capital crypto. Second, like also mentioned just now, marketing is very crucial for driving IEO good performance. Normally, it's not very easy to promote directly the tokens and IEO itself on media. So it is very important to work with expert marketing team, the partner who knows the industry well, and experienced partners. And that can help the projects with a sufficient and proper plan for the marketing. And third is the exchange selection. Normally for startups, it's recommended to do IEO on tier 2 exchanges, which is cost efficient and maintain good performance. While there are many exchanges in the market, so it's very important to have someone who knows the whole industry and helps to make a choice of the exchanges that fit the project with good performance, good user pool, and high quality of the investors. And then the last one is it's always important to keep a community and investor updated with the project progress to increase their belief and confidence. There are quite some actually scam projects with things written on the website and white paper and nice roadmap are not actually fulfilled. From investor side, it is the most important they want to know the project. They invest in serious project with ambition. So always making good progress and keep the project plans updated. This is one of the key success factors to make them more sticky to the project and they attract more people to invest. Okay, thank you everyone. Next I will leave it to Rob.
Thank you, Anchor. Yeah. Let me close it off with saying that we actually we provide token sales and token integration for companies. We've been in the business since 2016, and we have been voted the #1 IEO marketing agency in 2019. We provide end-to-end solutions for IEO token sales for our clients. Yeah, let's close it off with some Q&A. If anybody has any questions about the presentation so far, please let me know and I can unmute you. You can drop a line in the chat as well. And otherwise, if nobody has any questions, of course, you can also reach us through the chat, Telegram chat, or through the WhatsApp chat. They're both listed on our website. So if you go to tokenminds.co, you will be able to find a button linking to our WhatsApp account and a button linking to our Telegram account as well. Otherwise, of course, you can drop us an email as well through info@tokenminds.co. Okay, we're just gonna wait a couple of more minutes. If anybody has any questions, just let us know. Otherwise, we're gonna close this meeting for today. All right, thank you guys for coming, and just let us know if any questions arise through our contacts. Thanks so much.